Hi, everybody. Ralph Havens here. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. My internet went out and I wanted to reset it really well so that we wouldn't get interrupted. Every once in a while, my internet goes a little funny. So we should be good, and we'll be starting here pretty soon. I am going to be doing something cool next month. I found a way using something called Zoom webinar. It's something that I'll be I'll be paying for it. I'll be getting a really big, cool service, but it'll allow me to do these sessions in a way that then you guys can talk to me, and I can hear you, and we can have you where you raise your hand and all sorts of really cool things. So so for right now, I think the only way to interact with me is through the chat room. If you have Gmail, I think, or a YouTube account. So if you don't, then we'll just kind of go with it the way we've been doing it over the past few months, and I'll do the session. And thank you for all your emails ahead of time. But next month it should be set so that you guys can not only see me and hear me, but you can also talk with me and raise your hand, and then I can answer questions, and we can get it even more individualized. So I'm really excited about that. And so look for that. And so this morning we have a few new people on. So welcome if this is your first time. I want to give you guys a little lay of the land, because this has been getting bigger and bigger, and more has been coming in of how to help you guys, help me, help us all do this. And I've been talking about solving autoimmune conditions and other chronic conditions and mysterious conditions, and using it with this energy medicine, with this matrix energetics. And when I was thinking about it this morning, I was setting up the space down in the forest out by our house, and it all came to me even more and more clearly that everything is pretty much an autoimmune type condition. And I'll explain what that means. And I'll use some stories about what happened to me so you can get a sense of it. And some of you have heard some of the stories, so hang with me for just a little bit. But it's going to be useful for the session today, because when I think about what people write, what they want to change, what you guys want to change, what the health concerns, the really big health concerns, the autoimmune conditions, the very significant and serious health conditions and challenges that people are writing me about. When I think of that, autoimmune comes to mind. And it's the idea of, why would somebody's body, your body, be doing something that seems to be causing a problem? Like even heart disease can be thought of as an autoimmune condition, or diabetes can be thought of as an autoimmune condition, or even cancer, because it's your body is what's doing it. Your body is either making more plaques to go in arteries, and then it becomes heart disease. It's like, why would your body make plaques? Or if you have multiple sclerosis, or some dementia, or some other neurodegenerative disorder, and it's putting your body's making plaques to go into the spinal cord and into the brain, why would a body do that? And so autoimmune can be thought of as those conditions, as well as things like the thyroid. Why would somebody's body attack its own thyroid? Or why would your body attack your connective tissue with the scleroderma, or ulcerative colitis, or things like that? So why would your body do that? And so they can all be thought of as an autoimmune condition. Like, why is somebody's body doing something that seems to be causing a problem? And then when we think of even other things, like some of the relationship stuff, and I apologize for the phone, I should have disconnected that. So when we think of relationships and things where, problems with a spouse, or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or a daughter or a son, if that shows up, why would why would you have that going on? Why would that person have that going on? Why would so much stress be involved? People want to feel good. So what is that? So that can be also thought of as, in a way, like an autoimmune type condition, doing it to ourselves. So we're going to do a lot today for autoimmune conditions, but it's in a bigger picture than just what's usually thought of as autoimmune. And a lot of people at the cutting edge of autoimmune are talking in terms like this, especially for things like diabetes or heart disease or multiple sclerosis or Alzheimer's. They're thought of more and more like an autoimmune inflammatory disease. So, but we're going to expand it even more and question, like, why would somebody's body cause them not to have enough money, or to not have enough money to do what they really love to do, even though they love to do it? And it's like, it seems like the perfect thing to do in the universe and a way to contribute. Why would money keep showing up as the problem? So we're going to look at that. And today's session is about matrix energetics and how to do this from an energy medicine, from a spirit and energy focus. And I've seen miracle upon miracle with that version. Now, what I've also seen is that there's important things to do in the so-called real world, in the physical world. And so there's some things with nutrition, and I'm going to be giving you one thing today that if you do it, if you really do this one thing I'm going to give you, one extra bit today, it can solve a lot of problems for you. I mean, a lot of problems. There's a 600% chance of dying at any age if somebody doesn't do the thing I'm going to show you. So hang around for that, because it's one thing. If you get this one thing, it can solve a lot of stuff, especially in the world of autoimmune, and especially in the world of behavioral problems and psychological problems, which can also be thought of as autoimmune. So look for that. And then there's also, over the next few months, we're going to be doing more in the world of mindset and what I call the enlighten up and get what you want process. You know, a lot of you know my story, but just to go through real quickly to give you a sense of how this all came to be. Years and years ago, well, first, like a few years ago, 3 years ago, I slept outside for about a year with my family in the winter in the Northwest, and in the snow. And well, it didn't snow that much that year, but lots of rain, lots of 30 degrees, or in centigrade, 0 degrees of sleeping outside. And it was because, yet again, I was being attacked, and I was sick, my wife was sick, and my little boy was sick, and we couldn't figure it out. But then we started figuring it out, and it was our house. It was very, very, very toxic. And unbeknownst to us, this had been hidden from us. And so this whole attacking thing was coming back to me. And so if you know my story, you know, in the past, I got out of an attacking me kind of situation where I got really, really sick in San Diego and couldn't run. Doctors said I was like dying, basically kidneys, liver, colon were starting to fall apart, and I couldn't run. I had severe bone pain. And after a year and a half, I figured it out, found the toxins in the water that were doing that, the one toxin, shifted that, and then we decided, let's move to where they don't have that. So we had solved that, we thought. And but we were then here in the Northwest, and we found land, beautiful space, great air, and at least when they don't burn stuff, but great air and good water supply, really good well. But we started getting sick. And so we found the toxins in our house, and we spent a year and $100,000 fixing up our house while we lived outside, and then got to where now we can live inside, and it's a great house. So through that process, I learned a lot of stuff, because I learned I had to be happy first. I couldn't keep running, and I couldn't run far enough with people and from things that were trying to kill me. Because literally, I was being poisoned in San Diego, and I thought that getting out of that would have been enough. And then I was here, and then I was being poisoned again. And so why was my being having me in this situation again? Of all the places to move into, the most toxic place, and then I had to fix this thing. And so I learned a lot of stuff and studied a lot of very ancient stuff, a lot of stuff from the 1930s, a lot of other stuff, got some coaches, and I learned this enlighten up and get what you want process. That's what I call it. And that was my notes that became a book. And now it's going to be a course. It's already been a course one time through, and we're going to advance that. But we're going to be going through that over the next few months, using this matrix energetics and beyond energy medicine system, but also the enlighten up and get what you want. Because part of the autoimmune thing is, why is somebody's beliefs and thoughts and decisions, why are those seemingly getting somebody in trouble with relationships that show up again the same way, or money situations or lack of money situations, or victimization of some type, or health concerns that keep showing up? So the mindset is very important. And then I'm going to be doing more over the next few months with these once a month sessions of very specific things to do in the nutrition world that you probably don't know yet. And we found over the years for helping autoimmune, but also other things, and like the psychological and behavioral things. And then some really specific self-treatment techniques from the world of Qigong and also integrated manual therapy. And then layered on that over the next few months, just to give you a lay of the land, is going to be very specific integrative therapies during the session for your heart and lungs and liver and kidneys and colon and GI tract and urogenital system, men's and women's health issues, brain, spinal cord. So all that's coming. So look for that. What today is going to be is a matrix energetic session and beyond for you. And it's already been going on because I've already been out there in the forest with you. And so what you can do, and if you know me at all, or if you don't, here's the deal. I love to test what I call real things or physical things. So we have bodies on the other end, and some people will be watching live and some people will be watching later, and it works either way. It works even if you don't watch. I have one person that is having some big shifts, but she doesn't watch them. She just emails me and says, hey, this is going on, but she hasn't watched them yet. So whether you watch them or not, it still works. You're still part of it because you joined. But if you watch later, it still works. So, and you can watch later again, even if you're watching now. But one of the things I insist on is that things have to change so that we know we made a difference. So what you can do right now is walk around a little bit, take the time, walk around just for a moment, check your neck, check your shoulders, check your back, do movements, test things, and see what you notice so that you can get a little test to see what's different afterwards. And then test it for yourself when you watch it later. If you watch it later or you watch one of my other videos or other sessions, again, you can test before, watch it, and then test again. Because what's cool is if you test, you'll start to see that you can have differences and changes and things can be different. And then if you keep looking for what's different over the day and over the days, you can start to go, oh my goodness, that's different and that's different. Because what this is a line in the sand. And once you cross over and you've had this work, this energy medicine, this matrix energetics, you're different. And I get that from people a lot, all the time, of people that had a session for an elbow, this one guy, and then now he's living a very abundant life out here in Whatcom County where we live. And his wife and him and his little his kids all got sessions a couple years ago, and it's been just going ever since. So look for what's different over time, but also look for what's different right now. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Now you might think, okay, Ralph, but this is a group. I've got a very specific thing that I'm dealing with. And what my experience is that when we work on one person in this group, everybody in the group can have a change. And I've learned that by having sessions over and over again where I'm doing this in groups, and whoever I'm working on has a noticeable change, and everybody in the audience has a change too. So you might notice what we're doing. So even though we're in a group, this is for you. And as we go through this, because we're going to be working on very specific things, as we go through this, wow, you might think, well, you're working on some physical condition, and I don't have that physical condition. What I've noticed is I've worked on headaches and necks and backs, and somebody's money came in a big way. And also that same person, their mom got well of a psychological behavioral thing, and she wasn't even in the same state. So even if we're working on something that seems unrelated to you, you can have a shift. So there we go. And you might be thinking, well, Ralph, what are you doing? And I can explain some stuff, but other things I might not. And what you can do is just hang out, just notice, don't make it too hard. Don't try to figure too much out, and just notice what you notice while we play with this. Okay, this feels awesome. I feel let's get a, yeah, I feel like drawing what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so that's my done window, my done piece of paper. I'm going to put that over here. And now let's play. I'm going to check in now. Oh, and I forgot one more piece. So we're going to add this in right here. And you can email me about any of this stuff if it's unclear or you want more information. So part of this thing, I can tell it as a story. You know, when I was coming back and I was figured out the house thing and the mindset thing and the enlighten up and get what you want process, and I was getting back into the world and doing my work with people from all over the world, I realized I needed to learn X to get Y, with Y being the money. And so how to do what I do. And, you know, the Walt Disney was asked years ago, many years ago, of course, why he liked to make a lot of money making movies. And he said the reason he liked to make a lot of money making movies was so he could make more movies. And so when you think of how to do X to get Y, like you have certain things you want to do and certain retreat centers you want to open and certain businesses you want to run and certain ways you want to live. And so it's useful to know X to get Y. And once you learn it, when you make your first million, then the second million will be easier, right? That's what they say. But basically, yeah, you have to learn how to do X to get Y, with Y being the money. And then Y also being the why, like why do you want it? And so I've learned some really cool things. And if you want more information, email me and I'll email them to you. But we're going to be installing that over the next few months too, energetically and also with very specific things to do. Because I feel very lucky to have found things I've found, and it's allowing me, it's giving me the way to do my stuff in the world, and I can show you that too. So now what I'm going to do is, what I notice is there's a few pieces kind of coming in right now. There's a part with your liver, and let's see if that's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, other toxins. So it's toxins. So let's go ahead and do all the integrative manual therapy for releasing toxins. Okay, and I'm going to, I see that, and I also see a big bug over there on my window. I mean, it is about that big on my window. It looks like a giant ant with wings. It's on the outside, thank goodness. So I'm going to take these toxins, and then I'm going to take this big bug, and this is definitely for you, Jeffrey. And it's definitely for everybody else. So this toxins, if we could just detox everybody now, what would really be left over? What would bug you then? Yeah, because a lot of conditions, neurological conditions like Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis, and even conditions like schizophrenia or bipolar, when somebody is detoxed really, really well, like that sauna niacin detox, when they're detoxed really well, a lot of what they thought they were dealing with just goes away. Parkinson has been shown to go away. Alzheimer's has been shown to go away, even ALS. That, and we also got, wow, what's some of the beliefs around that. I'm getting very much a beliefs and mindset. So let's correct for that and correct for that. And now that's, and you might wonder, what are you doing, Ralph? Like, why are you wiggling around? So sometimes, whoa, this information plays out as a movement, kind of like a Tai Chi movement or some kind of Qigong movement or yoga movement. Wow, that's cool. And some of you might be feeling it. Some of you might be moving over there. I had a little boy that I treated this last week, 7 years old, I think. And at the end, I was like, here, let me do this to you. And we'll do it. I said, I just put one hand up. I put the other hand up. And I did this. Yeah. And then I told him, hey, do that to me. So he put one hand up, one hand up. And I almost fell over. I was like, I kind of got knocked back. So I did it to him, and then he almost fell over. And then we were going back and forth. And then he did it to his mom. And then he did it to the acupuncturist that was in the office I work at. And then he did it to his little stuffed animal. And then his little stuffed animal did it to me. And his little stuffed animal did it to him. And his little stuffed animal did it to the room and then to his mom. And so he totally got it. So we're going to do it now for you. Let's use your 1, 2, 3-year-old self. And you could even put one of your hands up. Yeah. And put another hand up. And then do this. And you might think, what did you do? I mean, what do you mean do this? What do you mean do what? And so I could give you words, but then you would think that the doing of those things that I told you to do were part of it. And it's not. It's more like do this, and then do this. Okay, now so what I see is a pattern right here, and it's teeming with energy. It's just like it's pulsing. It's so strong. There we go. And you might feel this. So I'm going to go deeper into the pattern, and you might notice what you notice. So here we are. And there we are. And we're going to go deeper into this pattern. Feel like, here we go. Okay, so we're going to see, I mean, this is great, just like this. But I'm going to see if I want to piggyback some things on this pattern, this information, this energy. It's like a carrier wave. So we can then do stuff inside this matrix energetics bubble. So let's see, matrix energetics miracles, enlighten up, mindset. So we're going to put in some mindset stuff here. Oh, I see them as little minds. So let's go and send a mind recovery team and disarm minds. I see lots of neurotransmitters changing or shifting. Acetylcholine, dopamine. Turn that one. Norepinephrine, GABA, epinephrine. Let's turn that one. There's that bug. Let's bring in bliss. There's going to be some really cool Qigong movements that I'm going to be showing you over the next months. And one of them is the bliss technique. You just do it and bliss shows up. I unknowingly knew I didn't know that was what it was when I first moved up here to the Pacific Northwest. And with all of our trials and tribulations, I found myself doing this one Qigong move. I know lots of them, and I was doing this one up to a couple of hours a day. And then later when I was in San Diego, I was talking to my Qigong master, Ming Tong Gu, and he said, oh, that's the one for bliss. It's really useful. So now we're going to see, let's heal the gut. And then the immune system. Let's detox the lies. So we're going to detox the lies, L-I-E-S-S. Wow. So it's interesting. I got a very strange image, but it makes a little sense. And what it feels like is your lies, the things that have been told to you and you've told yourself, and beliefs that have come in to protect you, you know, the autoimmune kind of idea, the lies are here and they're being protected by a really strong force. I mean, what it looks like is the SS from the Holocaust days. This police that were like super strict, beyond strict, brutal, and they're protecting these lies. So let's move these from this and see what happens. Whoa. So these are deep lies protected by very strong stuff. It's right into your belief systems. So detox the liver, detox the lies, detox the lies. Do I need to know how many? No, let's go. There's 93 people here, so let's go 0, 10, 10, 20, 20. Let's go all 93 and everybody that's connected to those people. Detox now. Okay. Gluten, mindset, IMT with matrix, gut, immune system, liver, detox, kidneys. Okay, let's go to the kidneys, especially the right kidney, correct for all anxiety. We can do that with Qigong, and we can do that with integrated manual therapy and neurofascial process. So let's detox that. Letting go of fear. There we go. And now it feels like some sort of antenna-like thing, like it's emitting something, or no, it's taking in information. So it's taking in information from your brain, especially the right orbital frontal cortex, from your right lung, from your immune system and your lymph system, from your liver. And so let's upload all that. There's something in Matrix that's really cool. And it goes with how can things happen so fast and change so fast. A lot of methods out there, most methods, of course, you know, you find something that's wrong and then you've got to fix it. You got to do something, whether it's energy medicine or a supplement or a drug or, you know, a surgery or something, you got to fix it. You know, you do kinesiology testing and then you got to do something because you found something that was wrong. With Matrix, it's different. With Matrix, by the time it's noticed, it's already shifted. And now there's a lot of truths, spiritual truths, where that's talked about. You know, Jesus talked about that. By the time you've asked, I've answered. And so what I notice coming in right now, it feels like a healing protocol, but it's all these things that look problematic through the brain, through the thyroid, through broken hearts, through the liver and lungs, especially the hyperplasia stuff with the lungs, or the pneumonia, the deep concerns around pneumonia, the regrets. They're all being uploaded to this thing, like we'll call it a thing. And so what happens in Matrix is by the time you notice it shifts, because when it comes back from this thing, it comes back 180 degrees out of phase. So kind of like if a boat is going by and it creates a wake, and another boat goes by and creates a wake, and if they happen to hit just perfectly, then it flattens out the wave. And so that's what we're dealing with. So we're going to go ahead and install this scalar device and activate. Okay, I like it. So that's going to keep working for you. Uploading stuff from all these different parts of your body and being that were problematic, that were things your body was protecting you from, causing all these different conditions and thoughts and beliefs and money concerns and money stuff and relationship stuff and health stuff. All those things that was doing it far are being uploaded and then beamed back out of phase so that it flattens the curve. So that's a lot of words just to say what I saw. Okay, now that feels done. So now I want to go look at everybody. Let me go see what everybody was saying. Cool. And I think that live chat is up if you have a YouTube account or Gmail, if you want to put anything in there, but you don't have to. I don't know if I'll be always watching it anyway. Okay, so let's go through and get everybody's stuff. And even if you didn't email me, you're still included. Okay, so we're going to go to Jim and his lungs and 2 point. Yeah. Yeah, and it's this very sweet connection with Ross and his dad. Okay, we're going to go to, and like I said, if I'm working on one person, you can have a shift too. So left knee and both feet, Brenna, and let's move these patterns. God, I keep seeing that bug. Whatever bugs us, let's unbug it. Debug it. Okay. So Brenna. Okay. So Cassie, we're going to go to teeth, gums, and we're going to open a portal up for abundance. And I'm absolutely, so I'm going to, it's a perfect time to make sure everybody that's dealing with anything, really anything, this is going to sound funny, but you've heard me say it before if you've been with me for a while. And it's that one thing that if you do this one thing, you're going to be better in a lot of ways. The autoimmune stuff, the behavioral stuff, the psychological stuff. And what's been found in the medical literature is if somebody has a sensitivity to gluten, not a full-blown celiac disease, you can test negative for celiac disease, but you can still be irritated by gluten without knowing that you are. It's kind of a funny thing they're finding. And they found that the people that that are irritated by gluten but don't get 100% off of it, they actually die 600% more often at any age than the people that are gluten-free. So that's a strange statistic, and it's from all causes. So who knows what that's about? But I think what I'm doing is I'm just trying my best to get you guys all to go gluten-free, because I've been gluten-free about 15 years now. And we got the information back when our teacher, Sharon G. Mateo, told us to get off of gluten. And then she told us how to find it in people's bodies and how to find the problems that it was causing. And then she showed us a lot of the research. And then Dr. Thomas O'Brien came out just very shortly after that and showed the world all of the research, 14,000 articles. And we went to his very first classes and all-day classes that's showing what happens to people's bodies when they eat gluten. And I know it's like, well, it's been around forever and blah, 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 blah. But really, if you just get off of it 100%, a lot of what you're dealing with goes away. So you could play with it and go, well, I'll do it 99% of the time, or I'll do it 80-20, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I'll send you guys the video that I made about it and the PDF. But if you do that one thing between now and the next month session, email me and let me know what's different. Because I'd be very surprised if you didn't have changes beyond your expectations. Even in your relationships, even in your money, even in your health and everything. So that's my recommendation. So let's take teeth and gums. And that's one area that it really helps teeth and gums. But it has to be 100%, 99.9%, and it doesn't work at all. So let's put a little dot in that. Okay, Cassie. Okay, I love this one from my friend San Diego and then Burbank in the TV and book writing business. And so, and I just love the way she said it. It's as I said, whatever is shifting needs to continue shifting in the direction it's shifting, it's only faster, and jettison solidly in the direction of love in all its human forms of comfort, money, and mobility. How about that? So let's put that in now. Awesome. Here's somebody that's missed a bunch of them and is going through them and then had her neck feel better. So let's do stuff for Yvonne's relationships, marriage, herself, relationship with herself, happiness, and sleep. Activating. Now, one of the things as you're with me over time, you'll start to notice something kind of interesting, because you'll be in this matrix energetics energy field or soup or whatever you want to call it. And when you're in that, you start to get a realization, first maybe on an energetic level or an unconscious level, and your unconscious now gets it, but you start to bring it into conscious awareness, and you start to realize that what you say happens. And so when you're in this state, what you think becomes reality. So you can have some command over what happens in the universe. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 point here for you and 1 point here and bring you into alignment with that, and then everything you want. Okay, now what is it you really want to do? We're going to have Mira and Yin Yoga and everything that is about and means, expected ways that it shows up, unexpected ways it shows up, and full compassion for herself. So let's go here and here, and we're going to go on my side porch in San Diego with Jeffrey and Mira. Activating. Now we're going to bring somebody in, Kirsten, and bring it right into total gut health. And what you're here to do. Here to do. If you could hear that, what might you do? And then let's bring in the X to get the Y. How to do this and make money doing what you love to do. Now, it's easier to wake up for Robin and then Lynn. Okay. One of the things that happened with me as I was going through all this work years and years and years ago, I used to have severe anxiety and this disturbing symptom. I used to not even tell people until this last year of what I used to have. I used to have a sweating problem. I would sweat in my hands, in my feet, in my body. Whenever I got nervous, which was a lot, I would sweat like crazy. And I tried my best to hide it, and I did really well sometimes, but other times not. And it was very stressful. And that's why I ran 70 and 80 and 90 miles a week. And it was my body's version of trying to protect me from something. And as I got healthier and got to the root causes of things, not only was I getting healthier and my teeth got healthier and I didn't have cavities anymore for the first time in 25 years, and then went 20 years now without any cavities, whereas I had 25 years of tons of cavities and problems. I got healthier in my teeth, I got healthier, and I lost, the anxiety went away. It was gone, and so was the sweating. And so when we get to the root cause, it can shift. So for Robin, what I would recommend is 100% gluten-free. Really make it a priority to figure out all the hidden places you're getting it, whether it's medications or supplements or hair products or soaps or chapsticks or other stuff. And make sure you're 100% gluten-free. Make sure you're as close to 100% organic as you can. Because the Roundup kills off your gut bacteria, just like it kills off the weeds and plants and stuff. So the Roundup, the pesticides, does that. So you want to be organic, you want to be GMO free, you want to be gluten free, and a lot of stuff just goes away doing that. And now we're going to add in some stuff for Robin, a gelatin bone stock for the gut. Yeah. And then we're going to take Lynn and do plate therapy. There's something actually called plate therapy, integrated manual therapy, and we're going to do it from the top of her head all the way down to her feet. And it works on emotional and spiritual. It's awesome, Lynn. If you want, message me and I'll give you a really brief but very powerful little in-service so you can do a couple of them for real, like for real, you know, in physically. And I think you and your clients will like it. So let's bring all those. Wow, that's affecting the heart. Huh, interesting. So I'm going to go to Lynn's heart because there's a thing of doing everything for others and but maybe not as much for yourself. So let's just open that up, huh? Loving beautifully. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of giant hearts in the room right now, you guys. I know that. You know that. And so we're going to go to all the things that are kind of poking it, pushing against it, causing little aches and pains around it. Let's just go ahead and open that big. God, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Okay. And I want to go, let's see, one of the biggest hearts I know. Jeffrey, heal now. Okay. Okay. This is for Mozambique, South Africa, and anything and everything you've ever written me. I'm going to put windows on every single letter and windows. And I'm getting let her live. Oh, it turned into a big strawberry. I don't know why. I feel like picking that and then giving it to you as a bouquet. Wow, this is a big one. Okay, that all feels good. I am going to go now to this one and make sure I've got everybody on our list. Okay. Okay, so we're going to 2 point, 1 point, and then what you want. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, Beth, Barry, Jen, T, Ralph, Gabriel, Linda, Chen Wen. I want to do something with Chen Wen. I'm going to bring in, I'm going to shift a pattern with her dad and her music. So, Mira, Rafa, Brenda, Yeah, Brenna, I'm going to adjust this so everybody can feel this. Absolute integrity. And it's like this enormous living life thing. Okay, Carolyn, let's do everything autoimmune that I know for Carolyn. Skin, connective tissue, colon, anything and everything else. Wendy and Bryce. Van 1, Van 1. We're going to go to Van 1 and activate. JRE. Susan. Emily. Jerry. Jerry. Cassie. Alex. Gloss varnish. Kelly. Let's go through a little bloop. So you go through the other side of that, Kelly. Bloop. There you go. The Academy, Jenny. Jenny, I'm hoping my Qigong teacher Ming Tong told me once he wasn't invested in much, but he was invested in me and Jen going to Vancouver. I mean, not Vancouver, going to China for a honeymoon. Oh, wow. So there's there's some more heart stuff. Let's shift this for Jenny, the Academy. Shift it, change it, move it, take it off, open the valve. Let's turn it a little. So mitral valve, aortic valve, pulmonary valve, tricuspid valve. 1, 2, third cusp of the tricuspid valve. Jenny. Okay, Paula, Brazil. Lala, daughter. Okay, and another person I'm hoping is 100% gluten-free. Do it for just 3 months. 100% gluten-free for 3 months, no exceptions, Paula. And let's shift your jaw. Now. And both sides working. Darian. Whatever fills in the rest of this magic circle. Activating. Emmy, Tucson. So we're going to go right there. It's like your face, and here. And let's give you a little space here. And leave that pattern behind. Okay. Ellie. Lynn. Yuan. Stacy. Jen with a G. Minerva. Per. Lisa. Lisa Owen. Joyce. Sister Bear. Vicky. Jen with a G. Army. We're going to go with Army to this point. Change. Huh. This point. It's different than change. It's whatever this is. Margaret. What I'm noticing is Margaret with all the right people around her. Yeah, we're going to put Jonathan Richmond there. Angel. Kirsten. Star Woman. Kim. Robin. Ziffity Judah. Jay. Jackson. Ushant. Starfish. Wonka. Ivana. Sharon. Patty 800. Carolyn. Ruth. Stoppa. Poland. Jay here. CJ. Katie. Haven Retreat. Jillian. Donna. Annie. Sharon. Shireen. Is Love. Katie. AC. Speedy. Julie. Elaine. Jenny. Karen. Beach. I'm going to definitely go with Julie and Elaine. Belinda. Okay. So let's go Belinda. Julie. AC. Speedy. Elaine. Belinda. Okay, so what is this about? Okay, autoimmune. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, other toxins. Matrix, enlighten up mindset. Heal the gut, restore balance in the immune system, detox the liver. Gluten-free, mindset, IMT, gut, immune system, liver, detox kidneys. Inner circle, mastery level. Let's take you to mastery level and go ahead and teach. Yeah, so Belinda, Photo Coyote, Karen, Elaine, Julie, AC Speedy, Katie. Okay, what I've got is love. What I've got is it feels like a big pencil, but like one of those big pencils like a painter might have, or a sketcher, like big charcoal pencil. So let's see what happens. Let's go through pages until we get to the page where it goes. Here it goes. Goes through a bunch of pages and then bumps into something. And it's bumping into like something that's talking to you, kind of like I get a sense like it's beliefs or past trainings or things. So now let's go through more pages until we get to a different page. Here we go. Now it's definitely in an inner ear thing. Balance, inner ear, sound, what you've heard, unwilling to hear the truth, unable to hear the truth, not just what you've heard. So we're going to go to what you've heard, and we're going to go through more pages until we get to a page that I go, God, I'm seeing lots of bugs. Okay, bugs, windows, go. Okay, now here it is. So you might notice what you notice. Yeah, it feels like it's coming out of your ear. And it's funny. It's like I got a bug by one of its feet, if bugs can have feet. And it just came out of your ear. So that has a lot of symbolism, and we could put a lot of meaning to it, but I'm not going to even attempt to say what that possibly means, but it's shifting nonetheless. What does that mean, nonetheless? Nonetheless. Here we go. So there's one reality. Where's another one? There's another reality. Where's another one? There we go. Okay, and there it goes. Okay, so that feels good. And how do I know? Because it feels good. So what you can do is start to feel, notice what you notice, see what you're noticing that's different. Now, today's session was a Matrix Energetics and Beyond session. It's something that was done with you before we even got on. During this session, it was done even if you never have watched it. It's because you signed up for it, you know. It's done whether you watch it now live or whether you're going to watch it later. It's done if you watch it once or if you watch it a few times. It's all useful, but it's already been done for you and with you. And what's going to be cool is to retest some of these things that in the physical world, you know, walk around, see how you feel, move your neck, move your shoulders, look how the world looks, see how tall you feel, see if the colors look different. And then throughout the day and the evening and the next day, notice what's different in your world, in anything. Physically, conditions, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationships, financial, money. Kind of just notice what you notice. And then what we're going to be doing over the next sessions is continue to use this technology, this Matrix Energetics technology and beyond. And you're going to be sending me emails about what you want. And I'm going to be tracking it ahead of time out in the forest. And then we're going to come back and we're going to meet here for an hour. And you're going to have the video. And then you can continue to notice what's different over the time since you started being with me on these sessions. And in addition to that, I'm going to be giving you very specific things to do, some in the physical world, some in the mindset world, some things that I've seen that work, some in the how to do X to get Y world, like how to do X to get the money. And email me if you want more information. Because what I've noticed with this work and with myself and with the process that I went through is that, yes, things could happen in an instant like that. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And also, there can be a process. And there's also things to do in the physical world, real world stuff, that if you do certain things, like for today, do the 100% gluten-free. I'll send you some links so that you have that, but do it until the next month. And really do it. Don't sort of do it. Don't do it 99%. Don't do it except for this one exception. Do it 100% before the next month session. And notice what's different for that, because there's other things in the physical world that, if done, have a huge effect on clearing, shifting, making autoimmune conditions not be there anymore. And so you can get on with your life and get on with your health, your life, and what you're here to do, your freedom. Then there's things in the mindset world, like we have to have different beliefs and stuff, and notice what beliefs we're running and how to shift those. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to be doing stuff like what to do to get the money, so that you can do more of what you like to do, what you love to do, what you're here to do. So all of that is coming. Today's session was big, and we're going to be using this technology, this matrix energetics, throughout the whole thing. It's always in place. Even when we do the physical things and the mindset things and how to do X to get Y, with Y being the money, it's always part of the scene, part of the energy. So now that you're here with me, you can notice what you notice what's different today, and then email me. And I'll be sending you an email in just a few minutes with the links about the gluten-free thing. And let's shift the rest of that autoimmune stuff and anything else of the reasons why your body and your being and the universe is doing certain things to keep certain things in place or to protect you. And now that some stuff has shifted, let's notice it and let me know what you notice. And then I'll see you guys all in a month. All right. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Big session, and I will see you very soon. Bye now.